Samsung Green GDDR5. Have you considered the return on investment for enriching system capabilities with the best graphics available? High-end graphics memory has been an essential ingredient in designing graphic systems, especially for gaming systems, over the last decade. Today, the newest graphics experience is on its way: 3D viewing. Memory manufacturers, led by Samsung, are working with graphics card makers to accommodate 3D visuals with the richness they deserve. Samsung's Green GDDR5 represents the industry's most compelling solution, a memory that provides high performance at an exceptionally low power level. Let's take a close look at GDDR5 to see why it is today's most compelling graphic solution. Power efficiency and performance are two prime factors. Samsung's GDDR5 pushes both to the highest levels yet. Levels that can truly enhance the display of 3D images. Samsung's Green GDDR5 is ideal for graphics cards with a high-performance 3D requirement that also need to be power efficient. Moving from the widely used 60 nanometer class 1 gigabit GDDR3 at 1.8 volts to a 40 nanometer class 2 gigabit GDDR5 at 1.35 volts saves 67% of the power being consumed by the graphics memory, dropping consumption to a mere 0.2 watts. On the system level, performance enhancement and power savings are equally important. In fact, when you drop the Samsung Green GDDR5 voltage level to 1.35 volts, a desktop PC will see a 60% reduction in power by comparing 1.8 volt GDDR3. Power drain is obviously a bigger concern with laptops or notebooks, as they frequently operate on battery power. When Samsung 1.35 volt 2 gigabit GDDR5 is selected for your high-end graphics laptop configuration, the desired system level of 64 gigabytes per second can be achieved with 128 bits instead of 256. This reduces power consumption by 61%. Let's directly compare power consumption on the same performance level by looking at a 40 nanometer 1.35 GDDR5 graphics chip and a 1.8 volt GDDR3 chip with 128 gigabytes per second performance each. The conservation from using Samsung 40 nanometer class GDDR5 is notable across the entire power spectrum, ranging from 22 to 8.7 watts for each game tested. Samsung's Green GDDR5 is great in terms of power savings, and it really excels in performance. A 40 nanometer class 2 gigabit GDDR5 chip at 2.4 gigabits per second can process images at 16.3 frames per second, which is about 35% more than a 1 gigabit GDDR3 chip at 1.2 gigabits per second. Remember that movements in gaming appear more natural as the number of frames per second increases. The next big concern is how to maximize the battery life. Using Samsung's 2 gigabit 40 nanometer class GDDR5 will extend the laptop battery life by 10% for every 50 to 55 minutes of use, as determined in experiments conducted by Samsung. Not only can Samsung Green GDDR5 improve performance, reduce power use, and extend battery life, it can also contribute to a better environment. On a global basis, 4.9 billion watt-hours per year would be saved if all the graphic systems in the world used Samsung Green GDDR5. For a desktop system using 2 gigabit 1.35 volt GDDR5, 13.3 watts would be conserved on a tested desktop gaming application and 6.7 watts on a conventional laptop. Thus, with all factors taken into account, Samsung Green GDDR5 looms as the unparalleled selection in today's technological advancement.